Yeah, so I have very strong opinions about parental.
Towards him or towards the
before the parents of these people, especially
everyone does have to be held accountable.
Everybody needs to be fucking held accountable. I'm not trying to give R. Kelly a pass.
You can't.
I don't want to.
That's what I said. Honestly, his ass should have been locked up.
Yeah.
But the flip side is parents who letting this happen now. That's when I watched the documentary and they was like, man, we heard about it, but we heard he was a critic. Like, what the fuck you mean he was a critic? If I'm a parent, and if I had this motherfucker even thought about touching little girls like that, I'm not letting him near me. Why would you let your daughter go to a concert with front view where he can see her, and then he bring her on stage? Mm-hmm. I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. I'm not trusting nobody like that with no kin of man, especially if there's a history, a pattern of that. That makes no sense at all to me. I'm not trying to judge them, but I guess I am, because it just don't make any sense to me.
Right. You know, if you're a parent, your job is to provide and protect your goddamn kids.
At any and all costs.
Man, bro, the police won't do nothing. I'm telling you, dog, there isn't a fucking thing. If my daughter was underage, really don't matter what the age is. This is my baby girl. She never not gonna be my baby girl ever, dog. I'm not fortunate enough to have any children at this particular moment, but I look forward to the day when I do. And when I do, I will always be their protector, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm old and decrepit and I can't do shit, I'm gonna shake my fucking cane the fuck out of here, bro. I'll still be able to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I know for a fact that some of these people see their child with these powerful people. It ain't just Kales, right? It ain't just Kales.
It's not.
I mean, they see their children with these powerful people, bro, and they think, damn, I'm willing to risk their safety in order for them to get famous. And honestly, I feel like some of these parents, I can't quite equate it to this, but they're damn near pimping their kids out for fame.
Yeah.
Damn near pimping their kids out for fame, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom was so involved in my extracurriculars when I was younger, man. And here's one thing I know about parents. They all talk. They all talk. And when they start talking and certain stuff start coming up, certain parents are like, oh, no, we're not doing this. And who gonna say something? Because I'm going to say something.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? You mean to tell me none of these dads knew what the fuck was going on? None of them knew what the fuck was going on? Nobody went up to my man's house and was like, hey, dog, I'm going to be out here all fucking day. All day. You can call the police, I'm going to leave, and I'm going to be right back when they leave.
Right.
Nobody did that shit? Nobody? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, come on.
Oh, y'all recording? Oh, okay, I'm going to be right over here making sure that everything goes smooth. Every time she's in here with you, I'm going to be right here with her. Like,
exactly.
And there's no a long time now. I'm going to be right here sitting in this fucking chair.
Right, and when y'all done, she come in with me.
We out.
The next thing is, once again, I got to question the dudes around R. Kelly.
Oh, of course.
Y'all know this nigga is into some other shit. Especially, I'm talking about with the underage girls.
Yeah.
None of y'all said nothing.
They talking now, but
fuck that. You had your child. I know you not, bro. I'm just saying, man, fuck that. You had years to say something.
Decades.
I gotta hold you accountable, G.
It's like the Bill Cosby situation. Like, now they talk. Oh, you knew this shit was happening on the Cosby show. You didn't say shit,
bro.
Oh, you know.
Apparently, none of them were affected by that. Apparently, because Raven Simone came out and said, "But I was like my granddad." There was nothing going on there.
I think the cast didn't know, but the people behind the scenes who was talking about, he was paying
his entourage and shit. Yeah,
y'all knew about this. Y'all couldn't say shit.
Bro.
Same thing with Kells. Like, we know his entourage was deep. And he was making hits, so he had money coming in.
Nobody can anonymously report shit? Nobody? None of you niggas. So now I think y'all doing the same shit.
I just feel, honestly, you covering this shit up for him, your ass should be in jail with his ass. Everybody should get locked up.
You're an accessory to the crime, dog.
Everybody should get locked up.
You're an accessory to the fucking crime.
I don't care when it happened. You fucking covered it up. I mean, we can play devil's advocate and say, well, they don't do the police like that. But shit, right. I feel the same way about the police. You covering that shit up. Your ass need the third time too. With
right.
Van Dyke.
Right. Now, before we get to Kels, I want to address some of the women that weren't underage, right? What role to you do they play in this?
The women that he was involved with that weren't underage?
All of them. The ones that was seeing the other girls that were underage, the ones that when they got to being of age, because I read a lot of these comments, man, when the sex cult thing first came out.
Right.
And a lot of women, and I'm going to say probably half, were like, they know exactly what the fuck they doing. And I'm be honest, when I was a kid, every girl in high school that got pregnant in high school was pregnant by an older guy. Every last one of them that I remember anyway. You know what I'm saying? So as you start to get, it sounds like I'm victim blaming. Once again, I'm not talking about underage girls. Okay. I'm talking about the girls that were of age. Now, you were messing with him while you were underage, but now you're 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 25, even in some cases, I heard. What role are you playing in this shit? Because I heard that some of them could go and come as they saw fit.
Really? Well,
that's what I heard.
That was probably in the beginning before he really became more trapping them in the house, and they couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. They can't eat, they can't do shit, they can't talk to nobody without his permission or without somebody's permission. They can't do nothing. Mm-hmm. If they disobey, they just gotta go. They gonna start taking fine, basically. They gotta stay in the room and fucking just can't do shit. For the women that was older, it's interesting. I feel like it's more of a mental thing. Like they just something happened, triggered when they was young, and they look at him as a father figure in a way.
Right.
So it's like I'm kind of loving him. I know what he's doing is wrong, but I still love him. I still feel like maybe I can help change him.
Right.
I know he loves me in some weird way. He's showing me he loves me until that's this mental escape. I guess when you go through something like that, when you kind of are in prison and you don't really realize that, it takes you so long to get out of that. So even if you leave, the mindset is to go back because you don't know nothing else. Yeah. So I know there was a lot of issues of that. Like they'll escape, but then eventually either get caught or they'll go back because that's what they're accustomed to. Right. So in his head, it's like that's why they say it's a cult, because when you're in a cult, I'm assuming that they're trying to brainwash you to believe this is what you I love you, no one else loves you, I love you. Don't listen to what they're saying. I'm right. Don't listen to nobody else. So when you have that embedded in your head, you kind of feel that way. Right. So even as you get older, you think you'll become wiser. I guess it's not kicking in yet. Mm-hmm. But to some of these other women, the older women who knew about these situations and still kind of got into relationships with him, that kind of again shows where they were mentally, where it's like they fell for the trap. Like I mean, I saw the documentary, the whole thing, and they kept saying like, man, that's so he's moving, easy to talk to him. He seemed like such a nice, charming guy. And then once he smashed, you get to see who he really is. You get to see what he's doing. Right. That still didn't stop you. Like one, I was like, I didn't see the tape. One of my friends Googled me the tape, and I seen the tape. I was so disgusted, but yet you stay in a relationship with him. Like, why? Why would you do that? Right. Why would you not report that? Right. What makes you think that he's still not doing it? Mm-hmm. Like, what can he say to make you validate that this is the right thing for him to do? And you are not in an exclusive relationship with him. Right. That's a whole nother thing. Like, you're okay with being not. You're okay not being his main girl. Right. There's like 20 other women somewhere in Atlanta, Chicago, Florida, where he resides at. You're okay with that? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think some are. Okay, so now that we done blame parents, we done blame his entourage, we done blame other consenting adults, we got to slam this nigga, man. R. Kelly is a habitual fucking line stepper, yo. Hell yeah.
He's a habitual line stepper, dog. Like, there's no fucking excuse at this point.
None.
And I've heard from a lot of people that R. Kelly is a good dude with a lot of demons. And that may indeed be true.
I was about to say,
he needs to be put in a place where he can exercise those demons away from everybody else.
Right. And again, there's stories about how his, I think one of his relatives molested him as a young age. So I guess that's what triggers all this. But
a lot of people get molested at a young age.
If you don't get the fucking help to understand and dissect that this isn't right, and you still living life because of that, and the whole weird childhood you had, you don't really talk about it or express yourself or get that help, psychological help to get that right. You still living this real ass life. That don't excuse it to me.
I'm with you. Like, I'm with you, man.
I feel sorry for you for dealing with that, but I'm not for the
Look,
say what
if people can't get excused for having rough childhoods, growing up in the deplorable situations, right? Seeing people get killed, you have an abusive parent, you know what I'm saying? You were malnourished as a child, you were miseducated, all these things. We can't give him a fucking pass because I'm not saying I don't feel bad if indeed that is true. I'm not saying that, dog. What I'm saying is we as a community of people have set a standard and agreed to some sort of standard. And if he gets to live below that standard and do things that we all agree are a little fucked up, then he got to be punished, man. He's got to be punished. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? If we can't retroactively punish him for shit that happened back in the 90s, okay, fine. But if we have new information now that he's doing shit, he should be punished for the things that he's done now.
Yeah.
He should absolutely be punished for those things, man.
All those women that was in the documentary, they should just be able to testify at this point. They express, because a lot of stuff recently happened. They can express what goes on, and they can finally lock his ass up for life.
Basically, OJ got hit on this minor kidnapping charge. And it didn't even really make sense. He was like, no, y'all not leaving, type shit. And they basically threw his ass in jail, really, as sort of as payback for,
exactly what that was.
You know what I'm saying?
Nicole getting off on that. So
absolutely.
15 years for this.
Exactly. Exactly. It was sort of like a petty crime. When you look at it, you he got that much time for that? For that? That's what he got that much time for? So, no, they got over him. They got over on him. They got over on him for sure. And I'm not saying I don't agree with that. Let me just say, if I got acquitted on some shit, if anybody get acquitted on something, it's the prosecution's fault.
Right.
I believe that.
Right.
But like I said, with the new information that we have now, if we're gonna prosecute him on that, then that's what we should do, man. He should be brought to justice. Absolutely. I don't know what new. I don't have all the information. I don't have it all. But we are paying taxes to people that are qualified enough to go get that shit, and them motherfuckers need to go get that shit. I don't want to see any retroactive punishment. Punish him for the shit that we know he should be punished for now, and we should move forward.
I honestly feel like it's gonna be retroactive just because people.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Because they feel like he shouldn't have been acquitted 10 years ago, but apparently, again, this is all the talk is he paid people off. I know the girl that was in the video they was trialing for said it wasn't her. The parents said it wasn't her. That was Sparkle's cousin. Sparkle was the only one that testified saying that's her. But I guess, Gabrielle is saying that's not her. Now it's going to be the other way around. You're going to have testifying witnesses confirming it. So it's going to be, they're going to get him to life. They're going to get him life for all this shit.
Can I be honest? I'm not really sure he's going to go to jail.
Really?
No.
Why do you feel that way?
I mean, one, there has also been somewhat of a precedent set that if you're dealing with an unstable victims, you can bring into question all of their background and their sanity, maybe, in that moment. You know what I'm saying? There has been somewhat of a precedent set for that. And if he has a good enough legal team, he can indeed. They will expose them. They'll pay off enough people who they'll need to pay off. Some people just won't show up to court. We know for a fact that in a lot of rape cases, women do not show up to court. It's just a simple fact. They'll just let it go. You know what I'm saying? It'll just be what it is because they don't want to be drugged through the media mud. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They don't want people on social media commenting on them. They don't want their families being brought in on these things. They don't want to be called a whore. They don't want to be unvalidated. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go through that whole process and he still gets off, it's like all these negative things have happened to me and I've been drugged through the mud. Now I'm exposed even more than I was. And, so you have to relive the pain again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be shocked if key witnesses never showed up, you know what I'm saying, to court, right? Because you have somebody grilling you, right? Like somebody that knows exactly what the fuck that they're doing, willing to pick you apart, that's going to go into every little detail, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to have to prove it. You're going to have to prove it. And proving things are tough. They're tough, man. It is. It's tough, man.
But again, if they have the tape from doing this with an underage, you have the witness saying that that's her.
They had the tape last time.
But they didn't have a strong witness. They was one witness away to saying that that's me. I'm underage.
Nigga, I was 13 when that shit came out, and I knew that was him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's R. Kelly. That's R. Kelly.
They never denied that it was him. They was just saying that wasn't the girl they were trying to say that it was. So they didn't have a witness to confirm that.
The video wasn't that damn blurry. Sorry.
I
know you're not, bro. I know you're not, bro. You're just putting out the facts.
Just putting out the facts and playing that way. But honestly, I hate to say this, but it wouldn't surprise me either if he don't get locked up. I just hope his ass get locked up. Serve some fucking time.
Right.
For what he's done. Just to be out of society, just to fucking maybe think about this shit, which it probably won't help. Because you don't get fucking rehabilitated in jail. But that's a whole nother topic.
Right.